Hello there, and welcome to another interesting episode of the interview. Today, I'm so delighted to have Honorable Victor Mela Danzaria, who is a member of the Federal House of Representatives in Nigeria. And we'll be having a very wonderful conversation today. As I always do, I encourage you to actively participate so that you can contribute. You can ask him questions, you can make comments, and I also encourage you to like this conversation, like the video, and also share it so that as many people will be able to follow us as we go on with the conversation. I will be introducing my guests properly in a while, so let me do something here, and I will do that immediately. So thank you once again for joining us. Just as I said, just keep sharing this video. Just continue to share before the conversation starts properly. So once again, thank you so much. So today I'm so delighted to have, just as I said, Honorable Victor Mela Danzaria, who is the member representing Balanga-Billiri constituency in the Nigerian Federal House of Representatives. He was elected under the umbrella of the APC in 2019. Since then, he has been one of the vocal legislators at the federal level. Although Honorable Danzaria is a member of the APC, he does not hesitate to speak about issues of national importance, even if it means going against his party interest. For instance, in 2020, he threatened resignation from the legislative chamber if the honorable members of the House do not take proactive measures to enact policies about the issues of insecurity in the country and forward them to the executive arm of government, the executive arm of government for immediate attention, and that actually brought him to the fore. That attracted national interest. So thank you so much, Honorable Danzaria, for deciding to join me today for this wonderful interview. I'm so honored to have you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So without wasting time, I'll just go ahead and start. Especially, I want to start this discussion by talking about this so-called threat that you gave to the National Assembly, to your fellow House members, honorable House members, you threatened to resign from your position as a member of the House of Representatives if your fellow House members did not show interest or at least take actions in curbing the security challenges facing the nation. Some people took your statement out of context, as you will expect, that the Speaker of the House had to address the members to clarify it. So I want us to talk a little bit about this. Could you kindly clarify what led you to take such a political stance? I can say with a certain degree of certitude that probably is the first of its kind. We have never seen anything like that. Could you clarify what made you to take such a political stance?
So, thank you for having me on here. I believe these are the opportunities that we get to express our minds or to express what we believe in to Nigerians and the world itself. Um, the issue of security in Nigeria has been overemphasized and it cannot be denied. We are facing a lot of challenges. Every time
Just go ahead. I can hear you.
and observe silence for the dead bodies killed by either bandits, Boko Haram, or any form of violent activities. So these things is serious, and so when it got to a stage, it got to my village, almost like 100 meters away, not even up to 100 meters away from my house, where they came and captured. And like I said the other time, somebody I call a father, a political figure in Gombe State, they captured him. So that means nobody is safe. If anybody thinks he's safe, nobody is, even if you're working with security. And so, coming from an experience of people around the world, and important for the National Assembly, especially the House of Representatives to take drastic steps, strategic steps to address this issue and table it to the executives that Nigerians are not happy, that Nigerians are scared of their lives. Even at home, you cannot send children to market, to school, without thinking whether they're going to be kidnapped. So at the end of the day, because of my exposure to good governance, because of my exposure to how countries are being run, I felt it the way to sound so strong to my colleague in the House of Representatives is to tell them to take drastic steps so that when these drastic steps are taken or strategic steps are taken, we forward that to executive for implementation. And so I came up with this. I was so angry. I was so emotional. I was moved. And like you said, some people wouldn't believe a politician could say that. And I did it. Look, I left Canada where I spent over 10 years to come back to Nigeria because I love this country, because I want to contribute my quota in the development of this nation. And so, if it means leaving my seat, if it means threatening to leave the office because of the people of Nigeria to have peace, I am ready to do it. And I'm from the Northeast. All this thing that is happening is in the Northeast. I visited Borno State. I visited other Northeast states to see what is happening. A whole generation is lagging behind. When you go to camps in Borno, in Adamawa, and even the corridor camp in Gombe, you see children. This war is over 10 years now. These children does not have a future. 10 years. What can you do? It is not the work of anybody, it's the work of lawmakers. And so I stood up, I addressed my colleagues with respect and passion and emotion. And I said, if we are not going to take drastic steps, I'm going to resign. These steps is not for the army. These steps is not for the police. These steps are not for the executives. These steps are for the lawmakers. And when you make a law, the executive has to implement it. And so I came up with that issue. I discussed it with friends. I said, I am hurt. Everybody is hurt here. When you talk about security, it's not just an issue. It's the main issue in this country. And so I was so serious. If the arm of the federal representative did not take steps, I mean, you could have seen what would have happened. And I know the house I am, especially the Ninth Assembly, headed by the Right Honorable Speaker Femi Bajabiamila. He heard what I said. He defended what I said. He sounded serious about what I said. What a caring speaker, what a loving speaker for this nation. And so that was exactly what happened. I threatened to resign. And since then, as I moved the motion of personal explanation, the House made a lot of resolutions. The House came up with so many resolutions on security issues to be implemented by the executive. And so, as at that time, I'm so happy that the House has taken so many steps. The House met with chief of staffs. I mean, they met with all the service chief, the Inspector General of Police, the DSS, the civil, I mean, all the security apparatus of this nation. The leadership of the House met with them. The House itself made a lot of resolution for the executive to implement for us to curb the security issues in this country. And so it was a wonderful thing that was done, and I'm happy I did that.
Yeah. That is so wonderful, and that was an audacious step to take. I mean, to threaten resigning, sorry, from a post that you are legally and duly elected to, just because things are not working. And still talking about your threat, some people may say that resigning from your elected post because things are not working the way you expect them to work will be counterproductive. How will you respond to that?
It wouldn't be counterproductive. I've stayed in developed world where when things are not happening, when you resign, you are sending a message. You are telling the people something is not working. You have other people that will make it work. So at the end of the day, it's about waking up people. If someone is sleeping, you tap him up to wake up. That's exactly what happened. And you know what? When you are serious about issues, when you are emotional about issue, when this issue become a daily thing in the country, you have no option but to come up with policies or with strategies like I did. So it's not counterproductive at the end of the day. It's waking up the night assembly, and it went on well, from the way it went, because at the end of the day, even my colleagues were, although I mean, they will come around and say, wow, that was a good speech, and they ask the same question: wouldn't be a counterproductive for you to say that you're going to resign because of this security? And I will say, what else do you want us to do? If I resign, there are people there, they can do it. But you know what? I did that so that we can come up with the best strategy, best help that could help the whole of Nigeria, not only the Northeast, because the insecurity issue is national, is not sectional.
Just to get the record straight, for people that are watching this, somebody may be wondering, your threat to resign from the National Assembly, was that just staged, as it were, or it was something that you really meant? You were
I have to
serious?
say, I want to sound good and serious here. The National Assembly is a class of respected legislators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You cannot go there and just play. You
Hmm,
go there with sense of seriousness.
hmm,
We've seen people resigning for flimsy excuses. This is a serious thing. And it's a serious thing, is not the fault of the legislature. The legislature will ensure compliance. The legislature will make sure that every resolution is implemented. So I was serious about the issue that I said, and take it from me. The House of Representatives is full of young people that are ready to serve Nigeria, and they are serious when it comes to debate, when it comes to issues of security. And so when I talk about the threat, I was serious about it. And as you can see, the speaker said, Victor, we cannot lose you. You will not resign because we like your contribution. You are one of the vocal people in this house. And so that is the way of showing seriousness to the issue of insecurity in Nigeria in my own way.
hmm, hmm. I actually watched that video, and I heard the speaker actually saying that. And still talking about this issue, because of course your threat to resign was not, you were saying that your colleagues in the House need to be very serious in enacting laws that will be forwarded to the executive arm of government. And some people actually misunderstood that. Some people were saying, why didn't you resign? The security challenges are still there. But what you actually said was, your people, your colleagues need to be serious, right? It is one thing for you to, enact laws in the House, but it is another thing for the executive arm of government, especially the president, to sign them into law. I want to ask you specifically, what is the current relationship between, how is the current, or how will you describe the current relationship between the legislative arm of government and the executive, especially the president?
I will borrow the this is a question that our spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Kalu, the Benjamin Kalu, to speak about. But because I'm a member of the House of Representatives, we respect the executive, the president, and the relationship is cordial. The relationship is professional. The relationship is not one-sided. The relationship is good because, and we compromise. And so that is all I have to say. I want you to take it from me that there's no fight between the legislature and the and the executive. All we're doing is to complement each other and to make sure Nigerians, we deliver to Nigerians good governance, and we deliver to Nigerians what they voted us to. Remember, I am in the ruling party, the APC, the powerful party in Nigeria. And so for us to say some of these things is the concern we have for Nigerians. So our relationship with either the presidency or with the executive is cordial and professional.
Okay. That's good to know. It's good to know. So Will you blame the level of insecurity in Nigeria on the executive, especially the president, or the legislators, or the armed forces, or someone else?
Now, I wouldn't want to blame anybody for the insecurity issues in this country. But one thing I would like to say is it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey. The fact is, if a strategy does not work, you need to change the strategy. If the people are too old to come up or to initiate good strategy, you have to come up with young blood, fresh blood into the system to help initiate new strategy. Fighting these bandits, these killers, these kidnappers, the Boko Haram itself, we know it's not easy. But the truth is, the nation was relaxed in the past. These people were able to build structures everywhere. They are everywhere now, monitoring what is happening. And I think, like I said, it is our duty to ensure security is improved in this nation. And so there's no blame anywhere. What we are saying is we want Nigerians want to go to bed without thinking of anything. So if you can give Nigerians this result, Nigerians will be happy. And so how do you get this result? To get this result, you go to the professionals. Are the armed forces doing their jobs? Are other security agencies doing their jobs? If they are doing their jobs, then we need to move on. If they are not, something has to be done. Those things have to come into play. Strategies have to change. System has to be changed for us to achieve that security. And so I wouldn't blame anybody. I would rather say we need to improve. We need to wake up from sleep, and we need our armed forces. They are doing a great job, but we're saying we can do more.
Yeah, still talking about blame. Somebody needs to take responsibility, right? Things are not going on well in Nigeria, and somebody needs to take responsibility. That is why legislators like you are elected. That was why the president was elected. He's the chief security officer in the country, and that is why we have the armed forces. So I will want to push back a little bit by saying nobody should be blamed. I think somebody, or maybe if the word blame is such a big word, let's talk about responsibility. Somebody needs to take responsibility for what is happening. Or are you in any way insinuating that the security challenges in the country are beyond these three arms of government?
No. When I say blame, I mean you're trying to push an issue to a particular person. Now, the internal security of Nigeria is one thing, external security of Nigeria is another. Now, the only people we can talk about that will defend this nation from the external security and also internal, where the police comes to play, they're the armed forces. So when I say armed forces, I'm bringing in almost all of them. I
Yeah,
was
I'm with
quoted
you.
in the House of Representatives in the chamber. I said the service chiefs must resign or be retired because we feel they are not getting what we want. Mark this word. It's not as if they are not doing their jobs, but we are not getting the result.
Okay.
If we're not getting the result, then something has to be changed. We need to trade in something. And so I did say that in the house, in the chamber. A lot of our colleagues said that. And we thought with new innovation, with new initiatives, with new strategy, we would have passed where we are right now. So the army or the service chiefs, they're doing their best as far as we are concerned, but we are saying the best is not good enough. And we are also saying if in case they are short of strategies, and in case their age has moved up to retirement, we need fresh blood. We need young people to come up with good security, strategies that will change the game plan on how to fight this insurgency and other insecurity issues in Nigeria.
Okay, I understand. We'll be talking a little bit about, that we are unequivocal, in supporting a motion in the House for the sacking of the military chiefs, just like you said. Why do you think that is important?
Well, I think it's important when, look, you can't go to war. You're losing guards, you're losing soldiers every day, and you're losing civilians. And you talk to me about success. It's not done anywhere. In other countries, these people would have resigned without asking them to resign. But I guess there are things that we don't know. We speak from emotional side of things and from legislative side of things. We also feel there's just no way the armed forces wouldn't have, this war will continue up till now, or we should be winning. Now, if these people will attack the convoy of a governor, these people will come into town, kill people, burn mosques, burn churches, burn facilities, burn police stations. What are we talking about? Where are the communication gadgets? These people will come and operate for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and nobody's been arrested? We need to question these things. It's what we are talking. We're not saying they're not doing their jobs. They are part of the jobs, and we think they are not doing it adequately. They went to Garkida. These people it was said that they were operating for 2 hours. And you're telling me there's no helicopter that will convey security agencies to this location to fight them? Until early mornings, they disappear. So what we are saying is there's laxity somewhere. And when there's a laxity somewhere, the heads of the security agencies must take responsibility. In taking that responsibility, resigning or sacking them is a responsibility. It's giving way for a better opportunity to initiate a better comeback.
Why do you think, though, the president has refused to sack them, despite all the recommendations?
The president is a general. The president was in the army. The president was a wonderful soldier. We are facing this problem, and up to now, they've not been sacked or retired. There must be something that he's seeing that is happening that I personally, my eyes are not seeing that or could not see that. And so their existence is that the prerogative of the president. If there's something they're doing that is good, like I said, I itemize the president as a general. He knows how to win war. He knows how to lose war. And so for him to leave them there, and they're still there, there's a reason. There's something they're doing that is good that some of us are not seeing. And that's why we keep talking about their resignation.
Yeah, so we understand that the president was a military general and what have you, but there are also a lot of former military generals that disagree with him, that feel that something drastic needs to be done. And most of these people, former generals like him, blame the security challenges on him. Don't you think that he probably may be clueless about what is going on, despite being a general?
I don't think the president is clueless. I think the president needs better hands around him. Let me use that word. The president loves this country. That I know. I assure you that. Unfortunately, the people around, Nigerians have said it, professionals have said it, I'm saying it. The people around is the main issue. So I repeat myself, the president is a general. He's been updated, he's been briefed of what is happening. The service chiefs are still there. Maybe he thinks sacking them is not the solution. Maybe he thinks there's a goal he wants them to achieve. But other generals are blaming the service chiefs or they are saying the president is not doing well. He's the leader. He called the shots.
Do you think, though, the president is doing well with the security challenges?
Well, the president is doing well as the commander in chief. The people saddled with responsibility of ensuring peace and order, protection of human life and property of this nation. I think they need to wake up and do more to help the president.
Okay, I understand. I understand your point. They are still talking about the security challenges because this is something that is the major issue in Nigeria right now. My question to you is that you have lived, just like you earlier said, you have lived in Canada for more than 10 years. You have lived overseas. You know how things are done properly, especially when it comes to security challenges. So my question is, do you think that Nigeria needs foreign aid to be able to curb the high level of insurgencies, kidnappings, abductions, and banditry that are being perpetrated in the nation?
Uh, you know, every security challenges is local in Nigeria. In the past, when we were young, in Kalmai town or Kalmai village of Billiri local government in Gombe states, northeast Nigeria, every visitor that comes to the town, we know the visitor. And that's why I say everywhere you go, when you see a visitor, you will understand in the past. But these days, no more. Now, the security issues in this country, I believe in every region or state, it can be controlled by the people there. When you bring in traditional rulers in all our communities, these people, some of these kidnappers, some of these violent people are known in those localities. But because of the arms they have, the communities have nothing, cannot do anything. So the empowerment of traditional rulers in the various communities of Nigeria, I think it will come to play and it will really help in curbing the security issues. Now, when you look at like I said, when you look at communities, now community policing is an important thing in every community. Look, I was a member of Y brigades, war against indiscipline, when Babangida was there. We usually work at night, what the northern people sometimes call Yambanga. We work at night to ensure peaceful coexistence or existence of the area. When we know that this man is a thief, we go to the house and speak to the dad that we know that this man is a thief. Those things are not being practiced normal. And so I feel more to the issue of security in this country will definitely have to involve traditional rulers committee in disengaging or trying to make sure that our towns, our communities are safe, and they report to different agencies when they see something that is happening that is abnormal.
In other words, you are recommending community policing for Nigeria.
Definitely, that is something that we really need to talk about it the more, because nobody will come to protect your town. How many police officers do we have in the world in Nigeria? How many military? You know, so at the end of the day, you find out that it's the community that protect itself. You know, you look, it's bad. You just can't talk about insecurity in Nigeria. How can these murders come to a town and kill children? They slaughtered them. These are not human beings. These are evil people. And you think we can just fold our arms and look at service chiefs flying their helicopters, riding in jeeps, walking and showing people? They need to be where these things are happening. But unfortunately, like I said, Their numbers are not that much to curb the issue. Community has to come in to help themselves, helping themselves legally.
Yeah, I hear you. Is there a bill in the House, whether in the House of Representatives or in the Senate chamber, about on community policing?
Of course, yes. And you could see in different states, state governors or regional governors, I mean, coming up with security outfits, that need to be backed by law. Uh, this will not come to play until the National Assembly make it a law at the end of the day,
Mhm.
where or the State Assembly in states issues. But before then, um, engaging in discussion and working together with the communities, I believe it's what is important.
Okay. All right. I still want us to still talking about politics and the security challenges in Nigeria. You are a member of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, and you were elected under this, and that is your party. The APC came to power in 2015 because people were tired of the then People's Democratic Party, the PDP government, which appeared to lack direction at the time. The APC campaigned on the mantra of change. However, 5.5 years in, most Nigerians are already disillusioned with the APC and most especially with the president. My question to you is, do you think that the APC government has failed Nigerians?
Um, the APC government has not failed Nigerians. Like you said, 2015, the APC government came to power, not just about change or losing direction of the PDP. The PDP wasted the resources of this country. Say that anywhere. That doesn't mean they are all bad people. The APC government come for integrity and good governance. The challenges we are facing now, they are not new. They started when the PDP were still in governance. Of course, yes. If you said it has increased during the APC administration, I will tell you yes, because people will not be talking about the good things that the APC is doing, but bad news spreads so fast. Now, as a member of the APC, the great party in Nigeria and in Africa, I must tell you that the challenges that the APC is facing is hereditary. It wasn't created by the APC. We wouldn't know if the other party what the other party would have done if it was the other party facing these challenges. But one thing we do know is not about party, it's about Nigerians. There's nobody in the APC government, the president included, that will be happy that Nigerians are not going to bed peacefully, that people are being killed everywhere, armed robbers are terrorizing people everywhere. No single APC member, including the president, is happy about this. Fighting terrorism, fighting bandits, fighting religious groups is not easy. They are being brainwashed. You asked the question earlier whether we need help or aid. Nigeria is big. We have resources, we have professionals. But when it comes to security, it's not a national, it's multinational, it's international. This we know that some of these arms they came through our borders or being shipped through our borders from somewhere else, from other nations. So we are not saying that is the blame. But what we are saying is, of course, we need the cooperation of other nations to fight this insurgency. So, going back to your question, we came on the platform of change, and I am happy to tell you, infrastructural change, security change, uh, every form of change that you can think of, the APC government was built on that. Economic change, those are it. But the greater challenge that every Nigerian will tell you is insecurity. And we believe the strategy to fight this or to curb these insecurity issues in Nigeria is underway. The government is doing it best, but I will still say, as a member of this party, we need to do more in terms of security. When you go to the budget, the national budget of Nigeria, you see how much is being budgeted for security issues in this country. So, in terms of finances, in terms of weaponry, in terms of manpower, these are areas we will need help. These are areas we will need to improve to fight this insurgency. Don't forget, change is constant. Change means the Boko Haram that you know in 2014, 2013 is not the same Boko Haram that we know in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2019, and 2020. They've been metamorphosed, or cataclysmic metamorphose have taken place. They've changed to something else. And that is why they're giving us tough time. But tough time does not last. We believe this year good things will start in January in terms of insecurity of our country.
I beg to disagree with you when you said that it's only security challenges that this government has not been able to improve. You mentioned economics. Under the APC government, people are suffering more than when they did during the PDP. So how will you respond to that? How will you justify that things have improved economically for Nigerians?
When I talk about change, now the suffering that you are talking about economically, we all know is part of the change. There's nothing constant. Remember, what happened to the crude oil that we all depend on? How much is the crude oil right now? Now, also remember, how much was the crude oil when PDP was in government? Now, there's a lot of hunger, there's a lot of lack in this nation. We all know, as a member of House of Representatives, that, oh, we are suffering. No. It is true. But what I'm really saying here, when there's security, there's going to be a lot of food on ground. Go to any state in Nigeria, nobody goes to of going to farm because they may be kidnapped, and as such, is causing lack of produce or food items in our market. Like in investors or investment in Nigeria, I will agree with you. It has to be the issue of insecurity.
Okay, Honorable Mela, if you can hear me, you are breaking a lot. I will advise that you log out and try to log in so that I will continue with the conversation. It's kind of, we're having some technical glitches right now. So I encourage you to just try to log out and log back so that I will continue with the discussion. If you are just joining us today I'm privileged to have Honorable Victor Mela Danzaria, who is a member representing Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency in the National Assembly in the House of Representatives in Nigeria. And we've been having a lot of conversation. We've been having meaningful conversation with him about the security challenges facing Nigeria and some of the legislative duties and what the legislators are doing, and especially what the executive, especially the president, is doing to curb these challenges. So just keep sharing this conversation. I encourage you to just continue to share this conversation. Honorable Danzaria will be coming back so that we'll continue with the discussion. There are still a few things that I want us to cover even as we do this discussion. I also encourage you to check out our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, just type if you go to YouTube, just look at the interview. I'm going to put a link here, and I encourage you to follow us. All the previous interviews, you can find that on our YouTube channel. I encourage you to subscribe, even as you visit our YouTube channel. Honorable Danzaria is back. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes, you were talking about, the issue of insecurity. We have to solve insecurity for us to be able to solve economic challenges. But for some reason, because of technical glitches, we didn't hear you very well. Could you reiterate that point?
Yes. I was saying insecurity is an issue because at the end of the day, like I said, when you go to the northeast, you go to the southeast, southwest, northwest. A lot of farmers couldn't, or some of them cannot even go to farm because of insecurity challenges. We've had a lot of people being kidnapped in their farms. We have a lot of people being killed. Recently in Borno, you remember the people that were killed in the rice farm. And so security plays a vital role in the economic advancement of a nation. With security, we can have a lot of activities going on in terms of economic activities. But once you have insecurity problems in the nation, definitely it will affect the economic aspect growth of that nation. That was the point I'm trying to make. And I also agree that yes, in our nation today, there's lack, there's lot of issues of hunger here and there. But we also believe we can relate it to insecurity because once there's a security, when our security issues is improved, you see a lot of investors coming to Nigeria. You see local people within Nigeria going to farm. Big men that we call the names, they're big men, they're being kidnapped when they go to farm. These are people that farm hectares of a lot of food for this nation. And if they don't go to farm, who else will do that? Imagine in the Northeast, for example, for 10 years, they don't go to farm. These are people that when they bring their fishes, when they bring their corn, when they bring their maize, when they bring their millet, when they bring so many things out of that side of the country, it feeds Niger, it feeds Togo, it feeds Nigeria. But nobody is doing it right now because of insecurity. And that's why I said insecurity plays a vital role. Security plays a vital role in economic growth of a nation.
That's quite true. I agree with you on that. So my next question to you: do you think that Nigeria is a failed state? Some people have, expressed this sentiment that looking at all the things that are going on in Nigeria right now, the level of poverty, insecurity, and what have you, all the problems that are going on in the country right now, and that Nigeria is a failed state. Will you subscribe to that view?
Nigeria is not a failed state. The Federal Republic of Nigeria is not a failed state. I will accept people, or I will advise people to look at what we are going through as our challenges. Let's think about the solution to some of these challenges than jumping the gun. If you're talking about places that are failed in the past, let's not start mentioning Nigeria in it. With all our challenges, we still have Americans here. Go to villages, you would see Chinese. They are everywhere. Go to my state, Gombe State. They are everywhere in the villages. What are we talking about failed state? No. Our challenges does not make us fail. Our challenges should encourage us to stand up and address those challenges so that we move forward. Now, it's a fact that the challenges are enormous. Nigeria, we have tribes, over 300 different tribal groups in this country. Governing this country is not an easy thing. Our multiculturalism is helping us to stay at peace. I understand opposition. I understand people are not happy when they lose election, but that is done anywhere. But to call this nation a failed state, I disagree with anybody that thinks this nation is a failed state.
All right. So still talking about you disagree that Nigeria is a failed state. Usually, when people talk about Nigeria being a failed state, they're actually referring directly to the president. They feel that the president is incapacitated, or at least the president should resign. Will you ask the president? Will you say that this President Muhammadu Buhari needs to resign so that things will pick up in Nigeria?
Look, people should come with facts. In a developed world, if you think a president is incapacitated, ask for medical examination, ask for medical records, look at the president, look at what is going on. There's rumors everywhere that the president is not human, that the president is cloned, that the president is from somewhere. Please, these are work of opposition. If it is not working, advise the government. Constructive criticism. Standing up and calling the president incapacitated in what way? Yes, we were aware when the president was sick, when he was taken to London. He came back, and who doesn't fall sick? So for me, I have been close to the president. I've seen him working, of course, in the chamber. I've shook hands with him. I know this is General Muhammadu Buhari. If it's not working for you, it's working for some people. And if you want facts, incapacitation is about the well-being of the Mr. President. And when I said those things I've said earlier, of course, it's referring to Mr. President. We have doctors of the president. There's nothing hidden under the sun. The record of the president is public or can be made public. If the president is not the president they think he is, ask for the record. If the president is incapacitated, the whole world will know. His doctor will speak about it. So, like I said, I will repeat, I understand opposition.
So some of the people that are commenting here, there are quite a few comments. Some people are saying that you are just playing politics, that they don't expect you to say something bad against the president, who is a member of your party, and they don't expect you to say that Nigeria is a failed state, which is being governed by the APC, which is the party that you belong to. How will you respond to those allegations?
Look, I am telling you this thing. I'm not members of the House of Representatives of the 9th Assembly. The Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and the leadership of that assembly, they are respected and respectable people. If the president is incapacitated, I am telling you, emotion would have been moved long time ago. I'm not talking, I'm saying it because I'm a Nigerian. I have concern for this country. I have disagreed with the executive, with the presidency on issues of security, going by my record. I said it here. And I am a man of proven character. I'm a man that believed in record. I believe in proofs. If the president is incapacitated, show me. If Nigeria is a failed state, show me. Look, as bad as it is, we are still one of the best nations on earth. We have doctors everywhere around the world. We have engineers, we have people generally all over around the world, even in Nigeria. Look, we shouldn't be compared to other countries. I don't want to mention names. Nigeria is not a failed state. If we're failing in one aspect of governance, that doesn't make it a failed state. Look, Mr. President is the President of the Federal Republic. I will repeat myself. I understand opposition. I hope you understand what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you mean. So still talking about the APC, the All Progressives Congress, which is the party you belong to, which is the ruling party currently in Nigeria. I want to ask you specifically, Do you foresee yourself leaving the party in the nearest future, or will you continue to remain in the APC? At least if things do not work, if you don't see the changes that you expect to see, do you see yourself leaving the party, or will you continue to remain in the APC?
I said it earlier. The people of Balanga-Billiri constituency asked me to come back and contest for House of Representatives because they are tired of wastefulness. I came back all the way. I contested for this election. And let me tell you, if there's anybody that will make me to change party or to do anything, I will go back to my people. I represent the people. I don't represent myself. Anything I do is with the party. So I'm learning my lessons every day I move in this assembly. Now, talking about change of party, the young people are in Nigeria not because of party. The young people are in Nigerian democratic processes not because of party, but because of Nigerians. That's why in the National Assembly you see multi-party there. What I mean by multi-party, not multi-party system, what I mean is different party in that assembly, because in your region, if you can deliver good governance, it is you they want. A party is a platform. And if you are a representative of the people dictate, not you. You happen to be their leader, but they dictate to you. And I'm standing up and telling you here, if my people call me back home to change political party or to do one thing or the other, it's about the people, it's not about myself. So I'm not looking at things is not going to work. I'm looking at things from the positive, and I'm also looking at things from constructive point of view. No matter how bad they are, things can work and will work.
Talking about your people back in Gombe, the people of Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency, talk to me about some of the achievements you have been able to do to achieve in these 1.5 years of being the member representing them.
It's been a wonderful journey for my people in Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency. Like I said, it's a people-oriented program we are working on. When we came to office, to tell you, we won our election with a gap close to 10,000, 9,772,000. That's the gap we gave. That's to tell you the people voted for me and they rejected the wastefulness of the party that was in power. When I came to office and I said, what can I do? There's poverty in this area. The resources we have to share it. I look at my allowances. I now appointed 46 ACs and PS. I pay them from my allowances I get from the National Assembly. These are allowances either for papers, these are allowances for maids in the house, these are allowances for clothes, like any other director or minister that they get some of these allowances. And I say, look, I have to channel these things to empower people. Some of them I pay them 50,000, some of them 30,000, some of them 10,000, up to as low as 10,000. So that is something that has never happened in my constituency. They were so happy. Another stride we did was the government of General Muhammadu Buhari came with a program of helping Nigerians, the NISAL program. We've helped people to acquire or to get loan. Over 30 people got a loan of 1 million to start up their businesses. That is a success story. When that is done, we told our people that this is what we do as legislators. This is what is budgeted for each legislature to bring in infrastructure development and also training and empowerment to the people. no member has ever sat with the citizens in my constituency to tell them this is what happens when you elect a member. They were happy, their eyes were open, and they see what it is. One thing we have as APC is integrity and good governance. We are doing things that are achievable. Now, that is done. We have trained teachers. We selected teachers from primary school. If you look at our area, primary school is being neglected for a very long time. Teachers don't want to go to the villages. And so we now say, what can we do to update and to help these primary school teachers? And so there was a training for about 100 teachers from rural areas, especially primary teachers. They came, they were trained computer, they were trained how to make better lesson plan, they were trained on how to interact with the student, with their pupil, primary school teachers, student, and they were also trained on how to give out a better way knowledge. And so when these things were done, the teachers were so happy. Nobody, not even the government, nobody has ever thought of doing that. We did that. And one other thing that made us do that was our governor, His Excellency Alhaji Muhammad Inuwa. He has put an emergency on primary school education. And we sat down as a team. What can we do to help our governor, especially in my constituency? And so we come up with that plan. And like I said, nobody thought of that plan. Nobody. You need to hear what the teachers are saying. They were encouraged, they were empowered. And even after the training, they were given money to go that will help them buy some of these other materials. After that is not done, we did an empowerment where we brought in women and youth. These women and youth, over 60 of them came. We said, if you have a business or you want to start up a business, they were trained in tailoring, they were trained in soap making, they were trained in barbing, they were also trained in making of lotion and some other stuff. And after the training, they were given 80,000 naira to go and start up their business. And do you know what? No member has ever done that in that constituency. That was done. That was an achievement. That was a great achievement in my area. And you know what? Getting jobs is not part of a legislative duty, but we still go off our way to go and lobby. And if you apply for a job, we follow it up and we make a call. We say, this guy is qualified, this woman is qualified. And some of them, through our follow up, they get the job. We don't do anything illegal. We do it based on qualification and based on the interest of the candidate. We know jobs are they're not easy to come by in this nation. What we do again in our constituency, during fasting, Muslim fasting, during Salah holidays, during Christmas holidays, we try to make sure to put smiles on the faces of our people. We buy rams, we buy cows, we buy rice, we buy oil, we distribute, especially to the rural areas, to be happy, to feel we are part of this system. This is being done every time. And also, we help our traditional rulers. Everything we do, we consult with them, we talk with them. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we have over 24 projects going on in Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency, from hospital, clinics construction, borehole installation, especially motorized borehole, hand pump boreholes, classroom. There are just so many everywhere, and other facilities. Toilet facilities, and we are doing these things as I'm talking to you right now. People are so happy. They are happy with your representation. We don't hide anything. We go out, and in addition to it, we visit Ruga. If you know Ruga settlement, these are group of Nigerians. By traveling, they're called Fulani in our communities. They live there. But we found out that some developmental work sidelined these people. In my administration, my wife took clothing to these people. I went personally to have meetings with them. There are areas we are sinking boreholes. There are areas we are building classroom for them right now. And so their life is being touched. In fact, we have selected some of them in the rural areas to come for this training. And they've come and they were given the same money that was given to other people so that they will go and start business. And we are going to do more when it comes to our development, and especially in our constituency. There are a lot of things that we are doing that I will not be able to mention to you. But people are so happy with even with the issues that we are in as a constituency. But things are happening. It may not be enough everywhere, but we know the resources we have is being distributed so that people will feel it.
Good strike there. One of our listeners wants to know, Joshua Amuga is asking you, what are your plans for solid mineral exploration in your constituency? Will you run?
Very much, Joshua. These are good questions that we deserve from our people. To tell you and make sure nobody hears this, I went ahead and wrote a budget. I wrote a proposal to the agency called Nigerian Geological Survey to survey, to carry out exploration in the whole of Tangalewaja. But I said, starting from my constituency, that is a proposal that I sent to that agency. I'm hoping there's going to be in the budget. If it doesn't come in the budget, personally, as a geologist, I want to assure Joshua that solid mineral is a sector that I always, every time in the National Assembly, I talk to my colleagues. After oil is solid mineral. Forget about agriculture. Agriculture is there, is inherited. Every resources we have in your house is been extracted. It's solid mineral. 80% of what you have in your house, tell it to anybody, is extracted from the earth. Solid mineral is the way to go, not just for my constituency, but for the nation itself. As a deputy chairman of Solid Mineral Development, we are working tirelessly to make sure that this ministry or this sector is given the attention that is needed. But as a constituency, I put it on myself, we are going to come together as geologists, surveyors, miners, and look at what do we have in that constituency that will attract the government to come to do exploration. We have people that are coming in and mining illegally, taking off precious stone and taking off, and even industrial minerals at the end of the day, and they pay nothing. My plan is to harness the resources, table my request, like I said, with the ministry to bring in professionals, including me. I can work. I can go out there for exploration to identify and ascertain the mineral enrichment of my area, not just my area, but Tangalewaja as a whole, which is Gombe South.
Thank you so much. So there is no doubt that you are passionate for a better Nigeria, and you are passionate about representing your people well, and you are passionate about a new Nigeria. From your time in the legislative chamber to date, do you genuinely think that other members of Congress are serious to see that Nigeria becomes a better country? Or will you say a lot of them are just there for what they will get from the position?
That's why they are called honorable members, not horrible members. We are people that want this nation to change for the better.
Will you say that for every member in the House of Representatives?
I cannot speak for every member.
Okay.
And the only person that can speak for every member is our spokesperson, which is Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. But for the people I know, the speaker included, the leadership included, the members included, they want to see Nigeria better from where we are. That is something I know, and that is something we're all striving. Look, if you count us that came into the National Assembly now, these are a group of young people below 50. And who doesn't want to see Nigeria grow? I am telling you, I know there's selfishness in politics sometimes, there's jealousness in politics sometimes, but I see people that have this nation at heart, even though they don't get to express it like I'm doing right now.
That's powerful. I still want to ask you about the APC government. Do you foresee the imminent defeat of the APC come 2023 when we'll be having our general elections?
The APC government is restructuring. The APC government is working hard to listen to people, aggrieved members. The APC government is a listening party. The APC government is not a proud party. But in politics, it's a it's a game of numbers. You have to play it well, you have to be strategic. And that is what the APC is doing to make sure that it does not lose the 2023 election, or is doing those things to prepare itself for 2023 election. So we are hopeful for the APC. Uh, we feel we have to maintain. We are not comfortable where we are, but like I said, it's being restructured to make sure that that goal of change, making Nigeria a better place for everyone, is what we want the APC to take this country to, and that's our aim.
Okay. I want to talk about something that happened last year, your feud, during the 2019, during 2019, the election, during the 2019 elections, you unseated the incumbent, Honorable Ali Isa JC, a member of the PDP, I suppose. But last year, he filed a court appeal against you based on allegations of false declaration on a form, an INEC form. How credible and serious was this allegation?
How could it be credible? He's not credible. This is political witch hunt. I hate to talk about this. My point, it's my people that concerns me. If you want to win an election, you can't win an election in court. Go to the people and ask. And I went to the people, they gave me. I told you about the gap, 9,772. That is the gap I gave him. And that's the gap we gave him as a constituency. It is not one man's business. It's the business of the people. Yes, in my form, I did not steal money. I did not take project to anybody, to any other place. I did not kill anyone. It's a yes or no. And it was answer no instead of yes. I went to court, I did an affidavit. I forwarded it to the authority. So, take it or leave it, whether I have Canadian citizenship or I don't have Canadian citizenship, it does not disqualify me to contest an election, whatsoever election in Nigeria. So, when I say it's a political win shot, it is. I'm sorry I'm talking like that, but I don't want to keep talking about the court cases. I want to be talking about my people. I want to be talking about how I could help the people. Because their point is to distract me, not to help my people. Their point is it's people that they've derailed from helping people. They want what is in the world, material things. That is not my goal. My goal is about the people that elected me. I want to help them. It's not just about that court cases. He instituted 5 court cases against me. And nobody, no member, since inception of that of my constituency has ever gone to court or have ever stayed getting to 2 years and still in court. So it's not about the challenge of the result of election. It's about I lost an election. I'm not sleeping. Every time my hands is on my cheek. How did I lose the election? The only way that they will get comfort is to go to court. And we are winning in court. We are winning. It was a perverse judgment that was given. And I assured my constituents when I went home, even this judgment, we are going to work on it and the truth will come out. So For me, it's not an issue to keep talking about it. I prefer to talk about my people. If I can go to jail or go to anywhere because of my people, I am ready. The problem is they wanted me in jail, they wanted me in police custody, they wanted me in Kuje, they wanted me arrested. None has ever happened to me, and none will happen to me because God has destined at this day I'm going to lead Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency.
Last year, 2020, was a tough year for everyone around the world, and I believe especially Nigerians in particular. As we continue this journey in 2021, what is your message to President Buhari?
My message to President Muhammadu Buhari is to consolidate on our achievements. Now, 2020, it was rough, real rough. Somebody said January, February, March, Corona, December. So all the middle months, it's been just terrible. And it's not the fault of anybody. I will follow Trump and say it's the fault of China. So that has affected the economic growth of every nation. My prayer and goodwill message for General Muhammadu Buhari is to consolidate on the achievement, consolidate on the plans he has for the people at the grassroots, for the common Nigerians that go to farm, for the common Nigerians that go to build houses and get money to go and feed their family, for the common worker that get into a bus, go to work, by 8 and 5 goes home. Every plan to help Nigerians live a better life, I want the president to consolidate on those plans. And that should be for all Nigerians. Another prayer is, please, Mr. President, it is time to check in-house. Our enemies are within. Stand up and help this country. It is time to show Nigerians that you care for Nigerians, not necessarily what the big shot around you will tell you. We know you love this country. We have seen you. We've seen in your face. We don't care about opposition. It is normal anywhere. But it is time for Nigerians to know that you love them.
Following that, what is your message to your fellow legislators?
My fellow distinguished honorable colleagues, most to start with that, although our seniors are there, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic, which are members of the National Assembly. My message to us is to make sure that our resolution have been implemented. The Senate have drawn or have submitted or come up with a lot of resolutions. Like I said, all aspects of life. The House of Representatives, under the leadership of Right Honorable Abdulhakeem Femi Bajabiamila, that house is a wonderful place. They've come with so many resolutions that will affect the life of Nigerians. Honorable members, let's ensure compliance. Let's ensure implementation. Let's show Nigerians that we are here for them. And I will tell Nigerians, don't keep insulting your politicians. The only way to respect and honor your politicians is to make them accountable. Make them accountable. You will know what they do. Forget this issue of opposition. The best way to oppose is to insult. No. And finally, like I said to my honorable colleagues, 2021 is our year. It's our year to make sure the budget, the appropriation bill, is implemented to zero, meaning everything in the appropriation should be implemented to the glory and to the good people of Nigeria, to make sure that lives are being affected, because that's the only thing you could take democratic dividends to the people, to the in the grassroots.
What is your message to Nigerians in general?
Nigerians, we have to be patient. Nigeria is a patient country. You know what? If I'm right, God is a Nigerian. Our multiculturalism is uniting us, not dividing us. Please, to the opposition, be constructive. One day you'll be here. You were here. One day you'll also be here. Nigeria is our country. Please be patient with this government. The government is working, is helping, it has a listening ear, and we want you to speak out. Whenever there's an issue, speak out. Don't go to your corner room and begin to curse this nation. No, let's pray for Nigeria. And I always say, hold politicians accountable. Hold civil servants of this country accountable, because they work for this nation also.
Talking about accountability, do you support the NSAS protest?
You know, it's not about supporting the answers. Anything that is not right for this nation is not right. When you have people molesting, killing, harassing citizens of this nation in the name of they have uniform on them, it's wrong. When it started, or when the issue came up, was a good one, but it was later hijacked, and that is why Nigerians missed it. And I encourage Nigerians, you don't have to do answers to get what you want. Be outspoken. You have civil society organizations that speaks out on behalf of so many. You can speak out. Insist on town hall meetings with your representatives. Insist on getting back. You have politicians that you need to write proposals to them. You don't have to fight anybody. If things is not working, the work of your representatives are to collate your complaint, to collate your needs, and forward it to the government, and uh, uh, in form of a motion or in form of a bill. There are processes in helping out this nation. For me, I feel once you are in uniform and you want to harass somebody because you are in uniform, it is wrong, and it should be, I mean, such people should be punished.
Lastly, I want to know, what is your message to your constituents, members of Balanga-Billiri constituency?
Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, my last question to you, which is actually the last, is what is your message to the members of your constituency?
Yeah, wonderful constituency. God blessed constituency is 2021. I'm always going to be available. Be patient with me. Be patient with my team. This is I am your representative, and I speak on your behalf. I speak for you. Whatever thing you want me to do, uh, get it to me, or let me know. Again, I also want my constituency to be patient with the government. This is a world over issue. It's not an easy thing, but one thing I will assure you is, like they say, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I want to thank my constituency for their support, for their prayers. I wouldn't be where I am if not for their prayers. So when I go home, you come around, we greet each other, I walk around, I see you. I'm so happy that I represent you. And for my opposition, for the love of the people, for the love of the land, and for the love of the heritage, we don't have to go that way. Let's help our people. If we truly love the land and we want to go on, it's about the land. And finally, there's no any other member. And I assure my constituency, nobody will take this seat from me. You elected me to be your representative. It is you that will speak and nobody. And again, I will repeat, I understand opposition. They don't sleep. They are always lying in bed thinking on what to do. We are strong as a people and we can fight. We will succeed.
Thank you so much, Honorable Victor Mela Danzaria, member representing Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency in the Nigerian House of Representatives. It has been a wonderful time having you on this program. You are a very busy person, but for agreeing to be part of this interview, I really, really appreciate you. I wish you a happy new year, and I wish you well in your representation of your own people, the people of Gombe State. And for all of you that have been watching, thank you so much for all your questions, for all your comments, and for all the shares and likes and all your contributions during this interview. But until I come your way next time, again, with another interesting person for another episode of the interview, I will say bye for now. Any last words from you, Honorable?
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. This is wonderful, my friend. My people will be very happy that you've initiated this conversation, this frank interview. And like I said, my people want frankness. My people want people to tell them the truth. Even when you're wrong, tell them the truth. That's all they need. And that's exactly what Nigeria, bad politicians that are out of this, going to be out of this country. Tell people the truth. The small truth you can tell people, they will believe you. I'm so happy that you've initiated this, not my initiation. So one day I will definitely invite you to Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency to see our developmental work and to see the people. And you will drink Frada Nono in one of my bigger families in Balanga-Billiri Federal Constituency.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. And for all of you, bye for